Welcome to Brawlhalla Underworld, a fan-made serial audio drama produced by Baron Dipitous, inspired by the video game Brawlhalla by Blue Mammoth Games, as well as original setting and character concepts by Akiko-sama. Episode 10, Season Finale, An Answer.
Welcome. So glad you could join me in this street corner of the city.
I'm a busy Reaper Dusk. No time for idle chit-chat or fancy oven tea for me. You have my attention until this hourglass runs out. Starting now.
I understand. I'll get straight to the point then. You may be unaware that I and other folks in the underworld feel the need for a little reorganization in the family's chain of command. We're looking to bring on as much outside help as possible in those efforts.
Looking to start another turf war, huh?
I find those words a tad aggressive, but I suppose you could put it that way if you'd like.
In any other setting, I'd do it in a heartbeat. As it is, there's not much hope of a harvest if the conflicts take place in an afterlife.
I figured you might say that. You know, we are quite willing and able to provide any payment you may wish.
I'm sure you could. But this could also keep me away from other potential reaping jobs for a while.
How about this then? If you work with us, we'd be happy to arrange private meetings between you and any metaphysical rule breakers you'd like. We have the proper connections to do so with a few cold cases that may interest you. For example, Ryan.
This case is an interesting one, but I'm letting someone else handle that.
Oh, I see. What about Bodvar?
I suppose. I've got a couple other cases here that take precedence, though.
Perhaps I can further tempt you with Joseph Cross?
A reorganization of the underworld could make it easier to catch him off guard. But there is one particular case that led me to Valhalla in the first place.
Just the one? In such a diverse scene?
I once took this particularly lucrative job, where an entire pantheon of old gods needed to be collected. There was a great and terrible battle at the scene, and even after all my best efforts, 11 targets were found missing.
Dear me, I would be livid.
I've been hunting these gods for 1,000 years, and the trail leads here, to Valhalla. But, for some reason, all my inquiries and investigations have turned up empty.
Well, surely there's something we can offer to assist you with that.
If you can promise competitive payment for the time I invest in your venture, as well as any connections you have that might lead me to my target, then we have a deal.
Consider it done. I'll transfer the upfront payment of 5,400 gold at my earliest convenience. We'll stay in contact.
Perfect. Thanks for reaching out to me. I hope we could reach some sort of mutual agreement.
It was my pleasure, Nix. I wish you the best of luck in your continued search, and I hope we can do our part to assist you.
And your time is up. Until next we meet.
Indeed.
Okay, another sparring session was interrupted, but I came as quickly as I could. What do we got?
Not too promising, Chief. Come see for yourself.
Huh. Yeah. Sight of Horus. Not there. Why in Odin's name is it not there?
Not only that, but take a quick gander at the display case, sir. See anything strange?
It's still intact. No broken glass or anything.
I suppose that makes this a...
Don't say it, man. Don't you dare.
Open and shut case, wouldn't you say?
Oh, Freya, he said it. Enough with the puns. I hate them. This is serious.
But Thor makes puns all the time.
No puns.
This is unfair favoritism.
Hey guys, bring it in. Let's focus.
Very well. Yes, the set of Horus is once again gone. This time, no telltale signs to pinpoint the culprit. It's as if some sort of black magic was used to blink the weapon to another plane of existence.
Or, they could have lifted the case?
I know we might be dealing with a fellow Einherjar here, but the glass case is far too unwieldy to be lifted with one arm while the other grabs the prize.
Could have had help.
Nonsense! None of the alarms were triggered. Obviously, a witch of some kind did this. Black magic, I tell you.
Okay, listen, let's see if we can get our top investigators on this. If Mirage is available, great. If not, call for Detective Bryn. There's not much to go on here, so we'll see if we can pick up any evidence from any other sources. You three, continue to scan the area to find any further evidence that might help the case. As for me, I'm going home to take a nap, because these thefts and everything else are starting to get unbearable.
Ah! Unbearable, you say?
Corporal, I'm warning you.
Fine. I'll put the puns on pause.
Corporal, go home!
Alright, very well. Why is it only cool when Thor does it?
Alright, you interrupt me from business, so I hope the aim of this impromptu invitation is of immense importance.
I'm afraid it is, sir. Come see for yourself.
Yes. I see the space previously occupied by the Geminis Virens is currently vacant. Very well. Where has it gone?
A million apologies, Your Excellency. It seems the theft occurred while I was attending my book club meeting.
Your book club? Ah, of course. The Valhallan Ladies Book Club. So you place the blame on them for your own negligence?
I guess you could say.
No, Caspian, stay your tongue.
She was booked?
Of course, you failed to listen, as always. Once again, you disappoint me.
Nice, mission accomplished.
Alright, if we could focus on the fact that the Geminius Virens is gone, we might have some actual progress around here.
The Moon Pooch is right. This is certainly not good.
Rest assured that I made sure to have a Suri here to keep vigilant watch in my absence.
We know, Onyx. We found a Suri unconscious in this room, so now she's recovering.
If that's the case, then whoever took the artifact was a fellow Einherjar. Another legend. Maybe even someone else from the underworld. I doubt anyone from Odin's operations knew that it was here to begin with.
You're forgetting, Onyx. That one traitorous gal who called herself Sabika Price was in here to take the Scythe of Horus that one night.
Alright, listen. All of you. While Asuri is recovering, we're going to take a few necessary actions before we question her about the thief. First of all, I will need to have a serious talk with you, Onyx, about your outside activities, and when they should be allowed for you, if at all. Mordex, continue to sniff out the room. Leave nothing unchecked. Perhaps that will give us more leads towards our elusive thief. As for you, Caspian.
Yeah, Gramps?
Please do something more productive with your time today that doesn't leave your fellow Batavians languishing beneath your pathetic punnery.
Fine. So, what's the best way to page you?
Leave my sight.
It's your own fault, you know, Gramps. You make pushing your buttons so easy and too much fun.
Back in my office for a bit. This is starting to become my second home at this point. Orion and I decided to sneak away from Cizerna and I so the two of them could get some alone time together. Also, I wasn't too keen on Orion getting arrested just yet. I feel like this adventure had only just begun. But then, I had gotten a mysterious phone call from someone I'd never heard before. They said they had something urgent to talk about in my office, so now I'm back here again. I'll meet up with Orion after this. I still have so many questions for him. and I'd like to get to know him better. He has his secrets, just like anyone, but I don't know, it just feels like I need to be the one to uncover those secrets, even if I'm the only one who will ever know. Ah, this must be the stranger who called.
Good evening, Fatima.
Good evening, and you are?
You have a nice office. Seems your work keeps you busy.
I'm sorry, but your name, please?
Right. Forgive me. Since it's just the two of us ladies here, you can call me Mary. Most people, however, know me as Artemis.
Oh, Artemis, I've heard about you.
Yes, I know. You spend enough time with my colleague to make our meeting an inevitability.
Oh?
Exactly how much do you know about Orion?
That's sort of a silly question, isn't it? He's a man of many mysteries, one of the many things I like about him, actually.
Well, allow me to reveal a few of those mysteries to you, Miss Sabik. Then we shall see if your interest in him changes.
Alright, well you're here, so say your piece.
With pleasure. It is probably apparent to you that Orion is much more than he seems.
I think that goes without saying.
Perhaps you are not quite aware that Orion and I form the entirety of the Enigmatics, the second highest gang in the underworld.
Second highest? No wonder everyone listens to him. I was wondering why even Volkov did what he wanted, but then, who's at the top?
Not relevant to this discussion.
Fine.
Perhaps you are also not aware that his presence poses a serious danger to you.
Of course I'm aware of that. Any connections with the underworld are dangerous. Good thing I like to live dangerously.
Even if it comes at the cost of the universe as we know it. I see I have captured your undivided attention.
The universe as we know it? That has to be an exaggeration.
I'm afraid it's not, Fatima. Let me explain. I was born a mortal named Mary Washington. Even as a young child, I was fascinated with the ancient Greek legends of Artemis and Orion. I would read the old myths about Orion's demise at the hands of the great hunter goddess. When I came of age, the will of the universe itself graced me with its power, and I now roam the cosmos as its protector. Its immune response, as it were.
But how could any one person be seen as such a great threat?
Orion is not a being native to this universe, my dear. Think back on what you know about the mortal human body. Any foreign matter is treated as suspicious. Anything that enters the bloodstream from the outside is attacked, and ideally, destroyed. Viruses, bacteria, parasites, and other foreign matter are treated this way. This is the reason organ transplants for mortals must be handled with great care, in case the body begins to reject the unfamiliar system.
Well, if what you say is true, who's to say Orion isn't like one of those transplants, here to help fix something instead of posing an additional risk?
It is not wise to stretch an analogy too far. You clearly know so very little about how this actually works. The universe is not sick or broken. It is otherwise in excellent health. No missing galaxies, no widespread instabilities in the space-time continuum, no other unwelcome anomalies that pose a threat to its overall well-being. I'm sorry to tell you this, but Orion is a virus, and he's been infecting Valhalla ever since he first arrived.
I've been in Asgard for quite some time while Orion had been here, and I haven't seen anything turning out wrong or infected here.
It may not be obvious to anyone else, but I assure you, it's there.
What proof do you have? I have no reason to believe any of this.
All the proof you need is standing right in front of you, Fatima. I'm not just Mary with space powers. I am a product of the universe itself. By its very will, I, Artemis, exist as you see now.
Is that all you care about then? Getting rid of Orion?
Destroying Orion isn't the only thing I want to do. But yeah, that's the main thing.
I thought none of us could die here. We are all living in the warrior heaven after all.
That is true for most of us, but it is not the case with Orion. You and many others were brought here to live out your post-mortal existence. Others were born here, and thus are already immortal. Orion, however, came crashing down on Folkvanger's fields in a fiery comet. Orion didn't die to get here, nor was he born here. Therefore, he is not impervious to my deadly scythe.
I see. But I'm not sure how any of this concerns me. You and Orion work together, so you should have plenty of chances to try to do him in.
You think I haven't tried? On countless occasions I thought I found my opportunity, but he is always one step ahead. He knows my intentions, and he knows how to elude me. But you, he likes you. He gets close to you. You can help me get him.
And why would I do that?
I'll explain that in a moment. But first, a slight change in subject. I happen to be friends with Nyx.
The freelance reaper?
The very same. She and I share mutual frustration with Orion. She agrees with me that he simply doesn't belong in this or any afterlife. Although Nyx could collect a fine profit for turning him in, she is leaving him to me in order to chase after a much greater prize.
Who or what could possibly interest Nyx more than Orion?
I wasn't sure. Until very recently. I believe Queen Naya is a friend of yours. Your silence is reassuring. Has Naya ever told you how she ended up with the powers of 11 Aztecan gods? Huh. I would think that would be a very fascinating story to tell my close friends. Regardless, I know at least half of the story. Nyx was the one who was supposed to collect that pantheon. And once she realizes her long-elusive Quetzalcoatl query is found with Nye, she will finish the job she started.
No, please! She doesn't deserve such a fate! You can't give her up to Nyx!
I really did not want to put you in such a cruel position, but present circumstances had led me to force my hand.
You wouldn't dare!
I believe everything I've said, and everything I do, has made it perfectly clear that yes, in fact I would dare. The universe must be saved at all cost.
So what you're saying is...
You have a choice, Fatima Sveek. Lure Orion into a trap, or keep your handsome, mysterious stranger, while I lead Nyx directly to Nye.
No.
My sincerest sympathies for you, Fatima. Though, judging by your reaction, I suppose such sympathies can seem hollow. It is not my nature to put a person in such a poignant predicament, but as you can see, it has to be done. I'm sure you will understand in time. This must be very hard on you. I will leave you to consider this on your own time. When next we meet in person, however, I expect an answer.
That concludes the 10th and final episode of Brawlhalla Underworld, a fan-made serial audio drama produced by Baron Dipitous, inspired by the video game Brawlhalla by Blue Mammoth Games, as well as original setting and character concepts by Akiko-sama, which were used for this project with Akiko's consent. It starred Doe as Dusk, Tier 2 as Nyx, Thibs as Isaiah, Starry as Cassidy, Enter Name 117 as Sir Roland, Tilty as Volkov, Schwerpy as Caspian, Mirage BH as Mirage, Foolish as Artemis, Baron Dipitous filling in as Bodvar and Mordex, and Blaze, Baron's wife, filling in as Onyx. The script for this season was written by Baron Dipitous, with special thanks to Captain Moneybags and Pat Hyena for assistance with writing and characterizations, to Davon971 for providing story assistance and for his role as art lead, and to Stefanifro and darthMIMI for assistance with audio cleanup and editing, especially to darthMIMI. Thank you so very much. The music playing during this episode's intro was the Twilight Grove VBI discussion arranged by Labruski. The music playing during these credits was composed by Cat Foodinator. For more information about material produced for this project, check out the project link in the description below. This also concludes what would have been the first season of Brawlhalla Underworld. While there were plans to produce 2 or 3 more seasons to further develop and eventually conclude the story, this project had to be sunsetted for various reasons, including a lack of interest within and without the project during production. More information and context on that can be found in the video titled What's Going On with Brawlhalla Underworld, uploaded onto this YouTube channel on March 1st, 2021. You are invited to explore the rest of the content on this channel, as well as the website linked in the description below, for all the content and production material that was created for this project. It is my hope that these 10 episodes, as well as all the rest of the aforementioned material, can serve as an effective record of the goals, hopes, and accomplishments of the people who were involved. Thank you very, very much for listening. Even a passing interest in this world and story means a lot to me. And finally, now that all has been said and done, thank you for taking the time to explore this fan-made Valhallan underworld.